Tell It to the Bees, directed by Annabelle Jankel and released in 2018, is a romantic drama set in 1950s Britain, adapted from Fiona Shaw's novel of the same name. The film explores themes of forbidden love, societal expectations, and the transformative power of nature through the intimate lens of a small-town romance between two women. The story unfolds in a conservative Scottish town and follows Dr. Jean Markham, Anna Paquin, who returns to her childhood home to take over her late father's practice. She's met with a mixture of curiosity and disdain from the townspeople, many of whom remember her family's scandalous history. Jean's father was a beekeeper, a hobby Jen has inherited, finding solace and meaning in the care of her bees. The narrative shifts when Lydia Weekes, Holiday Granger, a struggling single mother living in the town, is introduced. Lydia's life is fraught with hardship. She works at the local factory and raises her son, Charlie, Gregor Selkirk, under the critical eyes of her religious community. Her husband, Robert Eamon Elliott, has left them, and Lydia struggles to make ends meet, eventually being evicted from her home for non-payment of rent. Charlie, who is bullied at school and neglected at home due to his mother's overwhelming circumstances, forms a bond with Jean after a schoolyard incident leads him to her clinic. Jean's gentle demeanor and her fascination with the natural world intrigue Charlie, and he begins to visit her regularly, helping with the bees and finding in Jen a comforting maternal figure that his life sorely lacks. Jean and Lydia's paths cross more directly when Lydia, having nowhere else to turn, reluctantly accepts Jen's offer to stay in her home. This act of kindness is the beginning of a deep and complex relationship between the two women. As they spend time together, Lydia helps Jean in the garden, and Jane teaches Lydia about beekeeping, a metaphorical thread that runs throughout the film, symbolizing the secrets and truths that humans keep and share. As spring turns to summer, Jen and Lydia's relationship deepens. Initially, their bond is one of friendship and mutual support, but soon, feelings grow, leading to a romantic and sexual relationship. This development is portrayed with sensitivity and realism, reflecting both the joy of their love and the oppressive threat of the societal judgments surrounding them. Charlie, through his innocent and unjudgmental perspective, becomes the first to recognize the love between the two women. Jean, understanding the precariousness of their situation, tries to shield Lydia and Charlie from the inevitable backlash their relationship would provoke if it became public. However, Lydia, empowered by Jean's love and acceptance, starts to envision a life where she can be true to herself. The tension in the town escalates when Robert returns, seeking custody of Charlie after discovering Lydia's relationship with Jen. He uses the conservative mores of the time to paint Lydia as an unfit mother. The community's latent homophobia surfaces, putting Jen's career at risk and threatening to tear apart the family Lydia and Jean have begun to build. In a climactic confrontation, Lydia faces the choice of denying her true self and living a lie for the sake of her son's custody, or standing with Jean and risking everything. In a heartbreaking decision, Lydia chooses to protect Charlie from the social stigma and leaves Jen, agreeing to live with Robert again under the pretense of a reformed traditional family. The film's resolution comes with a bittersweet reunion. After some years, an older Charlie, now more aware and accepting of his mother's true self, brings Lydia back to Jen. The reunion is tender and fraught with the weight of their years apart, but it is clear that the love and connection between Jean and Lydia remain intact. The film ends with a sense of hopeful melancholy. Lydia, Jean, and Charlie, now reunited, visit the beehives where Charlie once learned about the bees. The scene is symbolic, echoing the film's ongoing theme of nature as a confidant. Just as the bees carry secrets from flower to flower, so too do the characters finally share their truths with each other, suggesting a future where they can perhaps live openly and honestly together. Tell It to the Bees extends its exploration of themes and characters through various cinematic elements and narrative devices, enhancing its impact and depth. Here's a more detailed look into the film's various aspects. Direction and cinematic style. Directed by Annabel Jankel, the film is notable for its careful attention to period details and its lush, visually engaging cinematography. Jankel uses close-ups and intimate framing to focus on the emotional states of the characters, particularly during moments of internal conflict or intimacy. The visual style complements the narrative's emotional depth, using the natural surroundings of the Scottish landscape to reflect the inner turmoil and beauty of the character's journey. Performances. The performances by Anna Paquin and Holliday Grainger are central to the film's emotional impact. Paquin's portrayal of Jean is nuanced, capturing the character's strength and vulnerability. Grainger's Lydia is equally compelling, conveying a transformation from a timid, constrained individual to a woman who, albeit briefly, embraces her identity and desires. The chemistry between the two leads is palpable, adding authenticity to their relationship and making their eventual separation more poignant. Themes: identity and secrecy. The theme of secrecy runs parallel to the narrative of identity exploration. Just as the bees keep secrets, so do Jen and Lydia, whose relationship must be hidden from the judgmental eyes of their community. The film explores the painful consequences of living a life that is inauthentic and the liberating, yet sometimes costly, effects of embracing one's true self. Motherhood and family dynamics. Lydia's role as a mother and her relationship with her son Charlie are central to the narrative. Her maternal instincts and the decisions she makes to protect her son highlight the complex interplay between personal happiness and parental responsibility. Charlie's acceptance and support of his mother subtly challenge the conservative views of the adult world around him. Nature as metaphor. The motif of beekeeping is not just a backdrop, but a potent metaphor throughout the film. These, in their structured yet secretive nature, parallel the hidden layers of the town's social fabric and the private lives of its characters. Jean's connection to the bees also symbolizes her alignment with nature, which contrasts with the constrained and artificial social structures of human society. Social context and impact. Set in the 1950s, the film addresses the restrictive social norms of the era, particularly regarding gender roles and sexuality. Tell It to the Bees highlights the challenges faced by those who deviated from accepted norms, offering a critique of the era's moral and social rigidity. The film contributes to contemporary discussions about LGBTQ+ rights and acceptance, illustrating how much has changed and what challenges remain. Critical reception. While the film received mixed reviews, it was praised for its sensitive portrayal of a lesbian relationship in a historical context and for the strong performances of its leads. Some critics, however, felt that the film could have delved deeper into its characters and their inner lives, particularly in exploring Jen's backstory and her early experiences of exclusion and stigma. Tell It to the Bees is a poignant exploration of love, prejudice, and redemption. Through its period setting, the film poignantly critiques the mid-20th century societal norms, while also painting a timeless portrait of the courage it takes to defy those norms for love. The lush cinematography and nuanced performances, especially by Paquin and Grainger, bring depth to this tender, if at times painful, story. The film's narrative is a compelling reminder of the cost of societal exclusion and the enduring power of human connection and acceptance. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to watch and enjoy fantastic TV shows and movie recap videos.
I don't know what I should say.
No, I haven't seen him. Sorry about that.
He's probably just